What's up, everybody in the reselling world? It's the Thrift Trader back for my, June sales. I sold 16 things, I think. Is it 16? 15 or 16? I can't remember anymore. And so that's like a pretty decent month for me. If you don't know, I'm very part-time. Sorry if you heard that noise. I apologize. Um, anyway. So, yeah, I sell usually between 10 and 15 things a month. So, this is not like this is about average, you know. Plus a lot of the things I did sell were like bread and butter items and what I call bread and butter, like 10 to $20 range. If Even if I do $30, like that's pretty good for the summer when it, kind of slows down and everything. A lot of people are having slow sales, me included. Actually, at this point, I have not had a sale in 6 days. So that's not worrying. I mean, it's not like that's never happened before, but it's just the summer. That's what happens. You always gotta expect it. Some people really freak out, and yeah, I mean, I guess if it's your only way of getting income, yeah, I mean, it does suck. But you just gotta plan it out kind of throughout the year that you're gonna slow down a lot in the summer. Anyway, on to the sales. For the first thing I sold this last June was this it's a D&D, like, yeah, record sheet or record sheets, and check out this cool graphic. It's got the lady and the Viking looking guy with a sword and a skull and a hoodie. Got the dragon going on. Very, very cool graphic on the front. This is, does it say second edition, I want to say? But anyway, record sheets are basically blank sheets. It looks written on here, but that's actually like just an example. So your record sheet is here. You write your class and your character and abilities and all that. If you're a D&D player, you know what's up. And actually, when this sold, my husband said that he can't believe that it sold because you can get these on the internet like for free. But I mean, there's a collector out here. There's collectors out there that want this stuff, or they want to actually use it. They want to use the vintage thing, and I think he doesn't, because he's not a reseller. He doesn't recognize things like that. But anyway, sold $14 plus the shipping. I probably sent it medium mail, even though medium mail is really questionable. I don't know. I guess, yeah, there's several pages that are like book-like, so I don't honestly remember if I sent it first or medium mail. Anyway, on to the next one. It's this Rugrats Tommy's Ball. I got this in my Nick box. I've mentioned my Nick box several times. I used to get like these subscription boxes in, and they had all Nickelodeon items from, I mean, they're new items, but they're like retro cartoon things. And this is one of the things I just stopped being able to use most of the stuff in there. And this was like only 3 inches, but basically it was a tiny replica of this. And I had a ton of the ball he's on here. I had a ton of watchers on this for like ever. But I never lowered the price. I'm sure it had been on sale every once in a while, but I never lowered the price, so it did sell for 20 plus the shipping, which I thought was cool because it didn't even bounce. People just love Rugrats, and as you'll see later on, I sold another Rugrats item. So we'll check that out at the end. Next item is the Equinox book by Aleister Crowley. I basically bought a bunch of his books from my dad. My dad got them from Goodwill and I paid him back. So I just gave him like a $10 bill for like, it was like 6 or 7 of them. And so this comes out to be probably $1.25 or so, maybe less. I'm just averaging. And this wasn't a terribly old edition or anything, but um, okay, so like Aleister Crowley is this pagan guy who lived really in like the early part of the no, 20th century, and he had a big following and had a lot of people around him that would kind of follow him and basically set up communes where they would. I wouldn't call him a Satanist. It was maybe like pro-Satanism, but this is kind of like the stuff I like to sell. I'm not into this kind of thing, but I like to sell like odd and obscure things like this. So when my dad said that he found all these Aleister Crowley books, I was like pretty excited because I knew people love these weird offbeat books like this. It's like almost like a Bible. It's like the opposite Bible. Anyway, enough about that. It did sell for 25 plus media mail shipping. These are just some video games. I don't think I made very much off of them. I'm pretty sure I paid $2 a piece for them. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I didn't make very much off of them. I should have just known automatically it was 10, huh? Oh well, not great at math. Anyway, it's sold for 15 plus the shipping. Nothing much to say about this. These aren't well sought after games. And because the Super Nintendo that I had it wouldn't work. I just sold these as untested, and they took a long time to sell, longer than expected. But like I said, these aren't sought after games. 2 of them are even sports games, and that's not a good sign. So yeah, 15 plus the shipping, and I made maybe a couple bucks. Oh my god. Did not mean to do that. Next. Prismacolors. This is a really expensive brand if you get the colored pencils. The pastels, not so much. I bought these for 50 cents at a garage sale. I knew the Prismacolor. I used to have some Prismacolor pencils back in high school, and they were pretty expensive. And so when I saw this, I knew, somebody was going to buy this, but I didn't know for how little. I really would have liked a little bit more when I picked it up, but they're selling new for not much more than what I sold it for, so I probably got pretty lucky with the price I got. 16 plus the shipping. So, and I had it quite a while. It had watchers on it, but it's still sat. Next item, I think I'm gonna say I got this for 25 cents. It was super cheap. Like, I got a bunch of clothes and at this lady's house, and she wasn't charging very much. I had a ton of interest in the skirt. I thought it was a really cool skirt myself. It's not maybe something I would wear, but it would be really, really cute for a costume. Has a little Playboy bunny there. These are real pockets, and any woman who wears skirts or dresses know that pockets in skirts and dresses, they don't come along very often. Are pretty rare, and these were like metal zippers and everything. I really love this skirt. Problem is, it had a ton of damage, if you can see that, on the zipper side. There was a discoloration. Yeah, like you see all these cracks in the pleather. It wasn't real leather. It was a perfectly good skirt. It just had all this damage, and I think that kind of maybe people kept looking at that, and it kept throwing them off. So, but finally someone did come along and buy it for $10. I kept getting frustrated because it just had like 5 or 6 watchers on it, and I'm like, it's 10, $8. Just buy it. I mean, just buy it. So yeah, they bought it plus the shipping. So finally got rid of that. This, it's a really boring object, but the funny thing about it is that I picked it up off the side of the road. I was walking my dog, and it was just one of those items. It was like I was walking my dog items. Yeah, I just looked on the ground. I was like, oh, what's that? And there was a couple filters. Just two of them, including this one, were still in their package, and so I picked those up. I don't even think I had my phone with me. I brought them home. I looked them up, and they weren't worth a whole lot, but for free, I decided to go ahead and list them. This sold. The other one still hasn't sold, and I'm selling that one for 10 as well. So, and this sold to Hawaii, and like I said, I got it for free. This I've had forever. I was not happy with what I got for it. I don't remember this being free shipping, but apparently at some point I did put free shipping on it, and I barely got these in a flat rate padded shipper. So I almost lost money on this. These were 50 cents a piece. Still has a K&B tag on there. And I really thought these would go a lot quicker. I don't know. I think I just thought they would for some reason. They're not special. They're not high bias. They're normal. And just Memorex. But, yeah, I don't know. I would not pick these up again. Yeah, they sat for like 2 years. And it kind of took up a little bit of space. Space I would have loved to get back for 2 years for sure. But it was just hard to price them lower than what they were. So, just really happy someone bought them. Another Aleister Crowley book. Again, I bought it for approximately $1.25. And this was a hardback book. This, I mean, I tried reading these books, and I'm like, I cannot make any sense of these. They're just so ridiculous. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you what this is actually about. Something about pagan magic. It has a lot of stuff to do with Egyptian gods. Thelema. I know Black Sabbath. Was it Black Sabbath? Now I can't remember anything, but there was a song called Mr. Crowley by Ozzy Osbourne's band, Black Sabbath, and yeah, like they wrote a song called Mr. Crowley, and that was about Aleister Crowley. So that's all. 35 plus shipping, medium mail. I still have a couple more Aleister Crowley books that I'm hoping to sell soon. Then there is this Kate Spade, little eyeglass case. Sorry, I'm getting distracted here. Yeah, it was just an eyeglass case. It was just like a hard case. Very, very pretty though. It says wink wink. Some of them have like little eyes in there. And I really wasn't concerned about whether this was real or fake because I'm pretty sure these are very rarely faked. I mean, I could be wrong about that. If it was a purse, I'd be a lot more concerned. But when it's like an eyeglass case, I took a chance. Probably could have asked a little bit more for these. After her death, actually, I had gone to a thrift store where they have like a ton of glasses, ton of eyeglass cases, and this was just in there. And I guess no one puts a lot of value on eyeglass cases, but I have been watching Dorky Thrifters for a while, their YouTube channel, and they sell a ton of eyeglasses and sunglasses and eyeglass cases, and so, like, for years. So, I've watched a lot of their videos, and I know that stuff like this can sell. In fact, I know the lady that runs that channel has sold one of these recently. I'm pretty sure I saw her sell one. Yeah, I almost thought about keeping it for myself. It was only $1, but I was like, no, we'll see if it sells, you know. And yeah, people are looking for her stuff after her unfortunate tragic death. Uh, Another Aleister Crowley book. Like I said, people are interested in this weird stuff. Um, Again, I could not tell you what this book was about. It was in fairly good condition. Um, $24.99 with free shipping this time because I wasn't sure if people would actually pay for the shipping. I go back and forth on free shipping depending on the item. I'll kind of play around with it. But yep, nothing more to say about that. And then there's this. This is the other thing I kind of took a bath on. This was a automobile like windshield sunshield. And it had so much damage. I bought it from a thrift store, I believe for like $1. And it's from the 70s, like 78. And I left it in my car trunk for a year. And I just had it in there for so long. Finally, I cleaned out my trunk and I said, I just need to list this. But it really wasn't worth it because it just, I mean, it was cute and everything. And I'm sure the person liked it. I mean, it was still usable. But the back of it just had like water damage and stains and, um, yeah. I mean, I hope they like it. They didn't give me any feedback on it, so I don't honestly know. But that's probably why it took me so long to sell it. I've had it listed for like 2 years and nothing. Um, oh, and then because it was just so long, I Franken polybagged it. Not Frankenbox, I Franken polybagged it. And I guess it got there okay. I put some cardboard on the sides to kind of keep it steady. But only made $10 plus shipping. It went to some boutique in New York, so that was kind of interesting. I would not pick up again or advise anyone to. Next thing is this book here. I paid 50 cents for this at a Goodwill. Lately they've been selling, that Goodwill in particular has been selling all their books for like super cheap. Hold on, I'm drinking coffee. Okay. And yeah, I sold it for 35 with free shipping. It went to California. And what was interesting about it, well, first of all, this was like, huh. I don't know why eBay isn't showing me all the pictures. Unless it could have been the picture issue that eBay has had recently. Because it definitely had more pictures than this. That's really funny. Maybe it affected like sold listings too. Anyway, it sold to one of the experts on Pawn Stars right around the time that the old man died. I don't think it had anything to do with the old man on that show dying and this guy buying it because he wasn't even on the show anymore. But yeah, I thought that was super cool because I looked up the company and it was that guy and he was also he lends props to movies such as like Pirates of the Caribbean and stuff. So he's some kind of old weapons expert. Next to last is, oh my god, even though I didn't make a ton of money off this, this was probably my favorite sale. First of all, I left the price tag on there on purpose, the original, not the one from Goodwill. Um, and here's like the vintage label. It doesn't say year, but you can just tell that it's vintage. Also, it was with some other ones from the 90s. I showed them off in a haul recently, if you saw that. I picked up some Pokemon napkins and some napkins that said 1999. And so, yeah, I could just tell these were vintage, and these were the only napkins that look like this on eBay. So I didn't think anyone would actually pay 20 bucks, but now I kind of question that. So I charged 15 plus the shipping, and within days someone got this. And it had so much interest on Etsy as well. I thought it was going to sell on Etsy, but I was really surprised when it sold on eBay. And I bought this for 60 cents. I was supposed to get it half off. I was supposed to get it for 30 cents. I'm still a little salty about it. It was just, it's a principle of things. No, it's not actually a big deal, but last thing is I sold this to a movie set called Troop Zero. So it's actually going to be an Amazon movie. So if you ever watch it, look out for this thing. I've had it for 3 years now. I've had it for forever with very little interest. And I am so glad it sold on Etsy, because if it had sold on eBay, it was only up for 10 bucks. I sold it on Etsy for $20 plus shipping, and it went to a city near New Orleans. I guess wherever Troop Zero is filming. When I found it, it was only $1. This whole set was $1. And I just thought it was super cool looking. It looks like grandma's couch kind of from the 70s, or a carpet. Just, I don't know what it was about it. Like, I just thought it was cool. And, like 3 years later, someone else did too. So, I guess I was right about someone wanting it. It just took a while. And this took up a lot of room in my one closet for my stuff. I mean, I was super excited to get rid of it. And that's all of my sales for June. I haven't had anything yet for July, but I'm hoping that will change very soon. I put my whole store on sale for 10% on eBay, and I'm still adding to my Etsy. I'm continuously adding listings, so you can't say I'm not listing, because I definitely am. But anyway, I hope if you're a reseller, you're having great sales. And if you're watching, I really appreciate you watching my vids. Thanks. Bye.